No one has a problem with this, but mention compensation for players risking their lives to bring Saban this money, then it's complicated. Don't at me with your faux free education. Athletes aren't only scholarships in college, just only ones that can get paid off talent and name. College football and basketball athletes, if you don't demand your worth, no one's gonna give it to you. You give too much to be content with less. Skip, do you agree with Annie Apple?
I completely agree with her when it comes to paying college players. I'm not sure where she was heading. Does she have an issue with Coach Saban's salary or not? I don't think she does.
I don't think she does either.
Okay, because I don't either.
No.
And you don't either. And the point is, he now makes $11+ million.
He underpaid.
To me, he's underpaid. He's worth twice that much. Do you know how many millions and millions of dollars he generates in donations from major donors and boosters and alums of the University of Alabama? At Alabama, he has taken that team to 5 national championship games in the last 9 years, and he's won 4 of them, and he lost the last one on the last second play, right?
Basically, last play of the game.
Yeah.
How many SEC titles, Skip? You know, they go drive the road to Alabama, stadium's packed. Short drive from Birmingham.
They've owned the SEC since he's been there. And yet, Nick Saban would be nothing without all those stars who have played for him. And I've said this for 30 years, the biggest crime in sports is that college football players especially have to risk their pro careers for 3 years minimum and get paid nothing but their scholarship. And Annie tweeted about the scholarships. I'm with her, okay? So you get a free ride at school, but you deserve so much more than that. And the whole idea of being forced, it's just unconstitutional. You're forced for at least 3 years to play college football. So Maurice Clarett, God bless him. I know he's been through his issues off the field, but he tried to fight it. And he fought it successfully through one big round of the court system. And then on appeals, he predictably lost because you can't fight City Hall, man. The NFL is too powerful. And the NFL has a free minor league feeder system that allows them to study these kids for 3 or 4 years before they must pick them. They still screw it up anyway a lot of times in the draft. But if you're forced to evaluate high school football players coming straight into college, which they should be able to, you'd have more swings and misses than ever. And you'd have to pay a lot of bonus money that might go for naught, right?
Yep.
So what is college football then allowed to sell? It sells to its major donors and boosters and alums the illusion of the unpaid amateur student athlete who actually sits in the same classrooms that you sat in at dear old U, right? I don't care about that. I mean, I went to Vanderbilt. I love the school. This is the truth. They get mad when I say this, but I don't care about the teams. I follow them and I support them. But if they had no sports teams, I'd be okay with that because it's a really good school.
Yes.
But do I love my team? Sure. And I do support them. I grew up, obviously, a University of Oklahoma fan. I'm crazy about that. And it's like having a pro team playing for a college, right? That's the equivalent.
Because when you were coming up, there was no pro team.
There was no pro team.
It was
Oklahoma. They were my pro football.
That was it.
And it was great. Yep. And so my grandfather paid for season tickets, and he might have, I don't know if he didn't have that much money, but he might have given some to the school because he loved it, and we all loved it. And it gave us a lot of happiness and joy. So in the end, I've often wondered, like Deshaun Watson, how much was he worth to Clemson this year? They won the national championship.
Well,
seriously.
I don't know what it costs to go to the university. I mean, it would cost a little more because Deshaun Watson is an out-of-state student. But I can assure you, he generated more revenue than the $50,000 his scholarship was worth.
Sure.
But
I'm seriously.
Yeah.
What if was he worth this year $5 million to Clemson?
Easy.
Maybe more, $10 million to Clemson.
And the Capitol with a national championship?
Yeah. Maybe $11+ million like Nick Saban. I think he's worth that much money.
Skip, I have no problem with Coach Saban making as much money as he's making. The problem that I have is that as I see coaches' salary going up, as I see TV contracts going up, the one that's doing the labor stays the same, which is nothing. So, and people like, well, you're getting a scholarship. Okay, so does the lady that plays the clarinet. How many extra clarinets you selling? Because they're selling Deshaun Watson jersey in the bookstore. Can I go buy a clarinet in the bookstore? Let me ask you a question, though, Joy Taylor. You went to college. Can I buy a lab coat?
I was a college scholarship athlete, actually.
Where they sell it?
Free ride.
I don't think anybody came there because of me.
Hey, Skip, who buying lab coats for the lady
know.
for the person that got the science scholarship? Are they buying lab coats? How many of them?
Well, let me do me. I got a full ride to Vanderbilt University, but I did not play sports.
Right.
Did I help out? Did
you
anybody...
generate revenue?
No, I generated zero revenue.
Because think about this, Skip.
I give them a lot of love now.
Now, maybe I've helped a little bit. I also give them a lot of money, but that's another issue.
98%, maybe even 99% of the college athletes that go to college, what do they go to college in a sport for? What are they hoping, Skip? To play professional in that sport. Just like the person that goes to school and gets a major and gets a degree, they hope to be a professional in that what they got their degree in. But guess what, Skip? Guess if I'm a computer programmer and I'm really good and I'm a sophomore and Google or Microsoft or Apple see my work and they got a $250,000 job for me. No, I can't do it. I got to wait till my junior year. They don't say that. I got to put myself, if I'm an athlete, a football player, I got to go 3 years. So I got to be at least 20 or my graduating. Skip, I'm putting myself in harm's way. The more times I put myself in harm's way, the greater the chance that harm is going to fall upon me. If I'm a basketball player, I got to wait a year. But let me ask you a question, Skip. If I'm really good at playing the piano or the violin and I'm 14, can I go play at a concert hall and make money? Or do I have to wait till I'm 20? If I find a cure, let's say I'm working in one of these science departments and I find a cure for cancer and I'm a freshman, do I have to wait till I'm a junior before I can sell it? No. That's the problem that I have. Coach Saban is doing the exact same thing that Coach Bryant did. He coaches and he recruits. But you see the salaries. I mean, Coach Bryant was probably making $17,000, $20,000 a year. Now we're $11.5 million. But the same thing that happened to Coach Bryant players has happened to Coach Nick Saban. As the salaries increase for the coaches, it's stagnant for the players, which is zero. That's the problem that I have, Skip. And that's a problem. And nobody's. You tell if I'm coming to play for your university, you're not telling me you're selling my jersey. You tell me I'm coming to play, I'll get room and board. You making money me on both ends. Not only am I playing pack in the stadium, you selling my likeness.
That's another
issue.
issue.
So you getting double the. Hold on, bro. How does this work? So you know what I'm doing, Skip? If I was a great player now, y'all come in there. First of all, if I think I'm good enough and I can go pro, I'm only having like 3 coaches come see me. Him, Urban Meyer, and maybe one other. Because this is what I know. They play on Saturday, they play for conference titles, and they play a national championship game, and they put Dabo Swinney, and they put guys in the pros. So that's what I'm looking for.
I hear you.
So when I come, okay, what can y'all do for me? Because y'all ain't going to pay me once I get there. What can y'all, see, it used to be days, Skip, where, houses were bad, buy mama a refrigerator, get a washer and dryer. No. The days of buying the washer and dryer and refrigerators are over. I need you to build a house around mama's washer and dryer. And I need you to put something in the garage for it so she can dry. So what you going to offer me? Because I know you're not going to give me anything. You might give me a little something. But I need, what can you do for me before I get there?
Yeah.
Because, hey, the lady the person that's in the band, people going to see somebody die at Ohio State Buckeye game, 105,000, however many holes. They not going to watch the band. Because when the band start playing, what they do, they go get, I don't know if you can drink now. Maybe it's in some stadium they let students have alcohol. They go see the Buckeyes play.
Yep. So what just happened to the rival of the Buckeyes, Jake Butt at University of Michigan? What did he do?
Tore his ACL in a bowl game.
In a bowl game. And what happened to him in the draft? John Elway finally said, that's enough. I'll take him with the first pick in the fifth round. Fifth round, Jake Butt.
And he had a second-round grade on him.
Easily. So, will he ever be the same? You were shaky on him anyway.
Yes.
But again, I liked him as a player, but I don't know how he's going to bounce back from his ACL. Sometimes they just don't.
Let's just say for the sake of argument, he do. But where does he make up that $7 million that he lost?
That's a lot of money.
Because, see, there's 2 things you can never get back, Skip. Time and money. Once they're gone, they're gone. You can't make it up. Because he's like, well, what happens if he turns out to be an all-pro? He still can't make up that $7 million that he missed his first 3 years. I don't care. So don't at me, you should be happy. No, I should not be happy. Because I'm not happy that you got a scholarship and you don't generate any revenue. football athletes, sports that generate, because there are some sports that you got to have, but they lose money. Their own scholarship, you losing money.
So I've thrown this out before, and people laugh at me because they say it's just flat, or they don't laugh at me, they scream at me because they say it's heresy to even bring this up. But what if, hypothetically, in the best of all worlds, there were no rules in college recruiting? What if you could get your boosters, your donors, to pay whatever they could pay? What if it was just open bidding for a Deshaun Watson coming out of, where was he, in Georgia?
Gainesville, Georgia.
Gainesville, Georgia. So what if you could bid for Deshaun, who looked like he was going to be pretty great, right? Because he got...
They started recruiting me as a sophomore in high school.
Okay.
And he's closer to Athens than he is Clemson.
So you still have your scholarship limit, so you can only have X players that you're going to recruit each year. What would happen? I don't think anything would happen, because some kids wouldn't want to go. Maybe if Michigan offered you more money, maybe Deshaun says, I want to stay closer to home anyway. Right. And Clemson's still offering me, $4 million a year for 4 years, 3 years maybe. 4 year, it'd be a 3-year deal that you'd have to sign. You'd have to stay there for 3 years to collect your money. But what?
Skip.
Well, seriously, what would happen if you had open bidding? Wouldn't it go up like that? Wouldn't?
Oh yeah.
Some of those boosters, they love their college football.
Well, it'd be like it was in the old time when the boosters were playing. The best players went to Alabama.
It just wasn't official. It gets complicated when you start talking about the other sports, and you have to play the basketball players, and then you have to play the volleyball players, because it's inevitably going to happen that people are going to complain that they're not making money. But the option should be that you don't have to play.
First of all, at Alabama,
you can go pro.
If you go to Alabama, a football player should make more than a basketball player. If you go to Duke, you think a Duke football player should make the same as a Duke basketball player?
No, but they're not going to pay the athletes. It's going to remain amateur, but you should have the option to be able to go pro if you're good enough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, that's a whole different. Absolutely.
And another great point that Annie Apple made, because someone was talking about how dramatic she's being, is look at someone like Eric LeGrand. What if he had gone pro? Now his life has changed forever, and he's playing college football.
What about these kid actors? Skip, they're making money at 8, 9, 10 years old. No, you can't do that. You got to be at least 20 before you can be in a movie.
Brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless.